Hello guys, welcome to our first master class in which we will be talking about superlative adjectives. Okay? The objective for today, in today's master class, you will be able to understand the concept of superlative adjective and their form and the use of them in sentences to describe the highest degree or extreme quality of an item within a group. So, let's pop up. So, the fundamental concepts that you will learn about in this master class is that I'll be talking about the introduction, its importance, its form, and I will explain some aspects, so how it differs from the formation of the adjective in this case. And also I will finish with some examples about its usage. Okay? So, let's get started. Okay, what are the superlative adjectives? You may wonder that, okay? So, the main objective of this is to describe things. But how we're going to describe things? Like we are comparing with one thing with many different things. For example, we can describe the highest degree or the extreme quality of one thing in a group of 3 or more. And also we can compare more than 2 objects, highlighting the one that stands out the most. For example, as you see in the picture, you can see the Mount Everest. Okay? So, and I can see that the Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world. What I mean in here is that this mountain is like the highest in the world. There's no other mountain higher than this one. So I am comparing all of the mountains in here. So, for example, let's take a look at another example. We see the book The Alchemist. In my case, I have read a lot of books, but for this is the most interesting book I have ever read. So, here, as you can see, I am comparing this book with the whole group of books that I have read. So that's why we use superlative adjective, in which you are comparing one object, highlighting the one that stands out the most. So, now let's take a look about the formation, in which, what is the formation in the superlative adjective? For example, okay, if we have one syllable adjective, for most of them, we add est to the end. For example, small becomes smallest, and tall becomes tallest, fast becomes fastest. Okay, another rule, we have 2-syllable adjective. For adjective with 2-syllable adjective, 2 syllables, especially those in Y, we drop the Y and change to I and add est. For example, happy becomes happiest, early becomes earliest, busy becomes busiest. Okay, and we have the other exception in here, adjective with 3 or more syllables. Okay, for adjective with 3 or more syllables, we use must or least before the adjective. For example, beautiful, as we can see that it has more than 3 syllables, beautiful. Okay, it also becomes most beautiful. Interesting, how many syllables they have? Like interesting. So it becomes more interesting, most interesting. Expensive, most expensive. And we have the last exception. We call them like the irregular superlative adjective. And they are called irregular superlative adjective because it totally changes the root of the word. For example, in which good becomes best, bad becomes worst, far becomes farthest or farthest. So they are irregular because it mostly change the words. as different in the other rules in which the word doesn't change. So, but now let's see some examples. Let's practice with a few sentences. I'll give you the base form of the adjective and you try the form of the superlative. For example, the adjective smart, how it will turn. Okay, it will turn to a smartest. Okay, and I will say, as an example in a real context, I will say Sarah is the smartest student in the class. So I am highlighting her as the smartest person of the group. In the adjective cold, it becomes to the superlative coldest. And in a real example, we can see this winter is the coldest we have had in years. So it means that this winter season has been very freezing comparing to all the winter seasons that have been in that country. Okay? Another one, an adjective comfortable. As we see, this adjective have more than 2 syllables in which it is the most comfortable. And as I see in the real example, this is the most comfortable chair in the room. Okay guys, having those examples, I want you to take a look of them, take a look of the form and the importance, and I want you to submit the questionnaire, answer the questions in there, and answer an open questions in the EVA. So, thank you so much and have a good one.